So there it is. Not much to it. You can see I can pick it up with one hand. I'm sorry, but I can't find any place on here that tells me how much power it uses, but it doesn't use much, I'm telling you. Oh yeah, here it is. It uses 85 watts right there. So you can see it would be easy to run this off of an inverter on your car. A lot of these cars nowadays, basically pickup trucks, have inverters built right in them, and surely they're big enough to run an 85 watt unit. So you could sharpen this out in the woods, or when you're hunting, wherever you're at. Okay, I'm going to add a little light here. I don't know if you can see this. This is the one I'm using. I think they're all about the same. This is called Grip. And I also went and bought me some more blades, grinders for it. Pretty simple. Just runs on 110. And comes down at an angle like this and sharpens your chain. So I'm going to go ahead and set this up on a tripod and let you see what is going on. I've got this set right now at 30 degrees. You can change the degrees of how you want to cut your blade, but I prefer 30 because that's what they are when I get them out of the box, the chain, and it works fine. So I just always sharpen them at 30. I'm just going to give you a real quick video of me sharpening this chain, and I'll try to tell you what I'm doing at the time. Okay, like I say, I've got this set at 30. If you look at how the chain's made, I want to sharpen this part right here. If you look at it real close, even the tip is dull on this one. All right. The little stopper that tells you how deep to go is going to push against here, and this is going to clamp it solid. So here we go. I'm putting it in here right now. Make sure that the ends that I want sharpened. What you have to do, you have to sharpen one side and then turn this and sharpen the other ones. Okay? So I'm just going to set this, just move this up so it just touches the edge. I don't want to cut off more of the tooth than I have to. I want the chain to last as long as I can. So basically I've set it 30. I've got this set so that grinder just touches this. And then I want it to go down depth wise right here. You can change the depth. And I'm setting it up so it just misses touching the links, the chain. You know, I don't want to cut the links in two. But I want to get it as deep as I can without cutting into the chain, all right? If you skin it up a little bit, it's no big deal, but don't be grinding into the chain. You'll break the chain. All right, so hold your ears. I'm going to turn it on. I got a grease pencil. I'll show you what I'm going to do with this. All right, so I got this pretty much set up. Move the camera around so you can see what's going on. See that? And on my lap, once I get it so that it's just almost done, I like to push it down and then grind up. Alright, that's going to make a little tiny burr up like this. But as soon as you hit the wood with it, that burr is going to chip off and it's going to be razor sharp. See, I'm going to sharpen this. Let me go do it one more time so you can see. Now that's the first tooth I've sharpened, okay? So now I'm going to take this grease pencil and touch it on top of here and mark it. It's hot now, or not hot, but warm. So now I know where I started. And then I just start going around and around. I'll just loosen this up like this. pull it. So not this one. We don't want to hit this one because this one's the other way. See, this one goes this way. So we'll skip one. Back to there. See what I'm doing? You can center this if you want. Doesn't matter. They're all made a little bit different. And then tighten it down. That keeps it from wiggling. Pinches it. I'm ready to sharpen that one. Let me turn the camera over here. Maybe you can see it better. Let's try that. Okay, so now it's pretty solid. Looks like I'm hitting the whole tooth. Now I'm just going to raise it up, and that's it. Loosen it, come around. Put a little bit of tension on the back side here. Tighten it back down. There you go. Just watch the tooth. Make sure there's parts all on it when you're doing it, so you know you've hit the whole thing. And again, I'm coming up and out. The next one. You don't have to go anywhere. You know the pain getting somebody to sharpen these things. Like I say, for 40, 50 bucks, you can get you a pretty good one here. This is all mostly plastic. So, if this is all you're doing is doing it for yourself, one of these things will last you a lifetime. I've sharpened hundreds and hundreds of these chains with this thing. Not this one, but the other one. This one's exactly like it. I was shocked when I brought it up in the box. He's had it, he just never used it. Go around. It's simple. Don't make it hard on yourself. Come you buy a file. If you buy one of those gauges, all that. I guess we'll have one of these. If you're out doing a fence line or something, a farmer, you got a tractor. I mean, you can buy one of them $40 inverters that plug into the outlet on your, and run one of these off of that. This doesn't take hardly any power at all. In fact, when I'm done, I'll look at the label and see how many watts this actually does take. I'm sure it'll get marked on there somewhere. I'm going to make this video long enough to show me turning the thing around. And then, remember, I'm just going to keep sharpening this one side until I come to that paint mark I put on there with that grease pencil. This isn't a very long chain. It's a 16-inch bar. This will sharpen most chainsaw chains, okay? Unless you've got some kind of big commercial thing. This will sharpen it. And I think it does just as well as a file. It's a whole lot faster and a lot easier and more accurate. You don't get near that, you know when you do with a file, you saw for a while, you screw up and starts wanting to cut curves. Usually when you're done with this, put it on, cuts right straight down, like it should. Okay, see the painted one coming up, so I hope this helps somebody. Go to Harbor Freight or wherever. Like I say, I got my first one at Homemeyer. I think this one came from Harbor Freight. So now, okay, there's the painted one. See the painted one? That one's already sharp. Now, let me show you what it looks like. show you the difference in these. Let me get it where the light will hit it. That one. Look at that, huh? It's got that little tiny burr on top. But like I said, as soon as you hit the wood with it, it'll take it about a second, and then all those will be tipped off. And you'll have a nice sharp, be careful, it will cut you. Now look at the one that's not ever been sharped. Let me get it over here where you can see it. That is what I was trying to cut with. Am I looking at the right side? It's hard to do with the camera. Yeah. That was so dull I couldn't believe it. There. You got that. I mean, it would have still cut a little bit, but it's hit a few things. When you compare it to that, well, good God, it's driving me crazy. That's what you end up with, a nice, shiny, sharp edge. Okay, I'm back. Where'd I put my chain? I lost the chain. Playing with the camera. I was sitting on it. It was up there, you know what? You'd know, huh? Okay, so there's the shiny part. I've already got all those. You can actually touch them and see the difference. And this one's the dull one. So, I'll put it back in there. Just for fun. I'll find the painted one. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay. The painted one. Not that you have to, but it just makes more sense. Okay, see how this goes like this? Push it up against that flat, straight across part. Tighten it down. Turn it around. Line it back up. If you're 30 over here, then you want to put 30 over here. I made marks so it's easier to see. It's all in black. So. Then check and make sure that it's just touching. And it's not. See, it comes in at a little bit different angle. This will slop. This has a little bit of slop in it, so you can actually push it over a little bit, and that's actually what I kind of prefer. That way I don't take too much off. I want it to just touch it. And again, you want it to come down. You want it to come down so that it just touches. See that? Now put a little bit of side pressure on it. You can come over. See? And you go right in there like that. So I'm gonna move this thing forward just a tad. I mean a little bit. And you see? And then that goes right in there like that. I just want to come just shy of grinding on that link right there. You don't want to grind those links off because it'll break again. That is a link, actually. It's part of it. That's how the chain is. And that's what I'm going to sharpen. Okay, I'll let you see a few grinds and pretty much just for repetition. All over it, so that's high enough. Oh, simple, simple, simple. And you just mark that one and you keep on going. And loosen it up. Loosen this up. It's made at an angle, so if you pull it this way, it'll jump over the other side, and then it'll come around this side, boom. Again, you just put a little bit of tension on it like that. Tighten it. You're back in business. As soon as you see that little lip come up, see that little lip right there? See how it made a little lip? You can feel it with your fingernail, but it's careful, it's hot. That chain is sharp. Okay, I don't remember if this had holes or I drilled the holes, but that's how I mount it to my workbench. You could put it in a vise or whatever. And underneath, you can see, well, maybe you can, maybe you can't. I just got a nut on there. That's it. See, I got the bolt. One of these things off an old lawnmower. Whatever, a nut, anything will work. Screw it on there. The holes, oh, I guess the holes are already there. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.